And we should be live right about now. Hope you guys are doing fine about now. Cause it's dangerous world out there. But in here we got Userone Talks. Yeah, yeah. Woo! Freestyle, motherfucker. Alright, Polish and swear. Alright, hope you guys are doing good. We're gonna be launching this again. I apologize for the delay, but we're not gonna be skipping today. So, got my red shirt on, got my vest, got everything we need, got the mask too. Gotta keep safe. No, I'm really wearing it because I really look ugly right now, but that's another story. Let's get moving. So, if you guys don't know, if you guys are joining for the first time, Use One Talks is a show where we have a debate about some roleplay topics. Now, good news, the suggestions is working. So, if you don't know, we're usually operating through my Discord called Roleplay Union, and let me just give you guys a brief showcase of how to join it, because I always do this in case people don't know, because it's much more effective to just show everybody how to do it if they're new, so that not everybody is confused about it. But the link is in the description, and when you join, this is how it looks like. Hello everyone, this user one requirements to join. You need to prove that you had access to any hardcore roleplay server, which means a server that requires an application to join in the past, even if you're banned right now. Okay, I had some people reach out to me, they told me, oh, I'm banned right now, I can't show you my UCP. Well, in that case, just show the screenshot with the character that was banned. And the way we fight people from trying to reapply after they've been banned is we have a list of names that you use when you join, and we save that so you can't apply with the same name twice. So that's one of the ways that we use to make sure we don't have ban evaders. Now, so it's about the suggestions tab. So if you go down in well, you won't see as many files because I'm an admin, obviously, but you should be able to see suggestions. So if you want to know how to post a suggestion, check suggestion rules. It will show you exactly how to do it. You just go to suggestions, react with plus to a message by an upview bot. So just press this, right? It will message you, right? See, roleplay union bot, and you don't need to have it enabled. Like, pretty much, if you verified, you automatically have PMs enabled. But if you have them disabled, it doesn't matter. You can just message the roleplay union bot because roleplay union bot has them enabled. And what you do is you type the suggestion title, and then the detailed description of your suggestion and what it's about. We're gonna refine it. We're gonna revise it. But the idea is that once you do this, right, what's gonna happen is it will create a suggestion, and for example, death time restriction. When you die, it doesn't allow the character to be used after a certain amount of times. Could lead to people actually taking death into consideration. So this is the suggestion, and it will be listed here in suggestions. So as you can see, the way it's listed is it's likes minus dislikes, and for some reason -1. I don't know what that's about. I think that's because it starts counting from 0. Computers technically start counting from 0, not 1. So maybe that's why. I'm gonna talk to the developer about this. But yeah, typically what we would do is we would take the top suggestion and go with that. But the top suggestion right now is kind of... I think it's referring to Roleplay Union because we don't have a lot of staff and we're not handling ban appeals fast enough. But the thing is, this isn't a suggestion. It's a complaint. So you see, the thing is, we can all make complaints. It's great to make complaints, in fact, because it points out issues with the server. And I'm aware of the issue with not enough admins. If you want to join, if you want to help out, we do still have staff recruitment open. So if you want to join, we have that as an option. It's apply for staff. There you go. You can become a helper if you're really participating, or if you're not like super involved, you can become a judge. Still, speaking of, we do have a judge today, which is great. We have our first judge. We're gonna have them in. We're gonna see how they do once they are available. Another thing is, if you want to participate in an interview, then here's what you do. When we have these live streams, you go to the Waiting for Interview channel. It's available to anybody who is verified and isn't banned. You go down to Waiting for Interview, right here, click this, and that tells me that you want to have an interview with me. So there we go. Alright, let me just quickly open the actual stream so I know what's going on. See if there's any comments I want to answer. Because I know you guys are curious and you've been complaining that we don't have enough participation on this channel. So, well, I mean the participation with the comments specifically. So we're gonna have a look at that. And once we do have somebody, we're gonna have a little bit of a debate about the suggestion that is going down. What I might do is I actually think I will message the individual. Let's see if they're available. Because that's the best thing I want. Alright, we got a couple of questions. June says, hi, we are bored to watch Userone Talks. I just want to watch your gameplay in Sam, no debate or talks. You're gonna get gameplay. I just want to make sure it's edited. Because if I stream it, well, it's just not interesting. Because it's just me getting DM'd a million times. It's not a lot. I miss the old Sam RP clips. You're getting them. I mean, I uploaded a video last week. I'm sorry I haven't been uploading a lot, but I'm gonna get it back on track. It's just a lot of stuff has been going on in real life. But thank you for the comment. How do I even pronounce that? X_X. Thank you. Gosh, why are you getting so much hate? By the way, you should try playing this server, Medium RP server, really cool. So about me getting hate, I would wager that most of it is justified. I mean, obviously not the ones that tell me to kill myself, but the kind of hate that actually gives me constructive criticism, I appreciate it, I read it. I don't necessarily agree with all the hate that I get, or all the criticism, but some, I'd say majority of it is somewhat justified at least. Okay, so the judge is coming down now. So again, this guy, all I know about him is that he's been verified for a long time, and that he fits the requirements to be a judge. And what he's gonna be, what role he's gonna play, he's gonna be the third party in this debate, because it's just me against somebody else, and that it makes it difficult to get rid of any bias. I noticed myself kind of getting heated in certain arguments. I don't want that to happen again. If there's a third party, it makes it easier for me to present my arguments so that the third party can, review them and actually have an interesting opinion about them. Alright, so we got the judge now. Hi, how are you doing, Tommy?
Hey, how are you doing?
Okay, so this is your first time judging any specific case, so hopefully we'll get somebody. Unfortunately, I started this late, so we'll probably have to wait a little bit before somebody joins. I messaged the guy who made the top suggestion that is actually a suggestion about the death timer. So I guess for now we can debate with you because we don't have a lot else. I want to hear your opinion.
Death timer?
Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, sure. When are you going to be live? Right now. To waiting for interview. Yes, Ace made a suggestion about the death timer.
And what server?
Yeah, in the suggestions. Do you see the suggestions down there?
Yeah, but which server basically? Like RCRP or LSRP?
No, see, the thing is, right, we're not focusing on a specific community. We are thinking, we're trying to imagine the best community ever, right? This hypothetical community that could exist one day. Right?
Let me check the...
Like, what would be the best thing? Alright. So the guy that made the suggestion is coming now. We're gonna see what that's about, and yeah. So the idea is we're gonna see these suggestions every week. You can make a suggestion, and the top suggestion that is actually a suggestion and not just a complaint that doesn't offer any solution, that's gonna get talked about. And I haven't promoted that suggestions were open that much, so I'm actually really happy to see that somebody made at least a somewhat legitimate suggestion. Oh my god, why is that all scuffed? Okay, here we go. So let's have a look at the suggestion real quick for you guys. Alright, I'm getting really hot. Alright, so do you see the suggestion?
Yes, the timer restriction suggested
yes.
number 2483.
It's
My
not.
ace.
Well, it's like an ID number. It's not a. There wasn't 2,000 suggestions. It's just
Oh.
a randomly generated number. Okay, when you die, it doesn't allow the character. Shouldn't allow a character to be. Okay, I'll just leave it how it is. When you die, it doesn't allow the character to be used for a certain amount of times. I assume he meant certain amount of time, like a time.
I see what he's talking about.
Yeah. Could lead people to actually take death into consideration. In their life, you won't do risky stuff that could lead you to being killed, for example, shooting out with the cops. How this works: when you die, allow the character 5 to 10 minutes to stay in game for any additional roleplay or any other character problems. Then the character will either be prisoned or banned for a few hours, maybe even a few days, so death is actually roleplay. Now, this is a big suggestion because a lot of us have complaints about unfair deaths, and a lot of people, they definitely go out to literally DM for no reason. But unfortunately, there's not much that we can do about filtering the people without actually restricting legitimate players. Because those people overlap, and there's no way to discern every single one of them. But so I personally don't see how this could be a feasible issue. So I think that's actually good, because now we have the man himself who made the suggestion. Hello, how are you doing?
Hey,
Hi.
I'm good. How about you?
I'm great. So you made a suggestion.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do.
Alright.
I'm gonna be on the side of we shouldn't do this, and you're gonna argue for it, and we have Harmy here acting as a judge, as a third party.
Okay.
Okay, so here's how this is going to work right now. I'm gonna quickly change the question. Should characters be basically
Disabled.
disabled? I like that. Disabled for a few hours, days after every death. So that's basically your suggestion, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, that's an interesting suggestion. Let's straw poll. We're still gonna do a straw poll, but I'm gonna do it at the end.
Okay.
And Harmy is gonna be the judge. And basically, here's how this is going to work. You will provide arguments for why this should be. You will start because you're the one that's suggesting it.
Yeah, of course.
And I will provide a counter argument, and then you'll provide a counter argument, and that's how we'll go. But here's how Harmy comes in. After every argument, Harmy will tell us that he either accepts that as a valid argument or not. And he has to justify, if he doesn't accept it, why he doesn't accept it. Okay?
Alright. Yeah.
Alright, so reasons for, and then we'll just do that. So why don't you start with your reasons for why this should be the case?
Well, first of all, I think it's just I'm not really sure why I suggested that. I just think that it might reduce people deathmatching because it gives a cooldown after you're dead, and another reason might be it's just like a more realistic approach. So like if you die, you don't just come back to life straight away.
So it will reduce people deathmatching by creating a cooldown after death, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tommy, do you accept that argument? Do you think that's a valid argument in this context? Tommy? Hello? We cannot hear you. You're muted.
Yeah, sorry.
There we go. Okay.
So what was basically his full statement? Can you write it for me, because the stream comes like a few seconds later for me.
So,
like you.
okay. Basically, he's saying that to reduce people deathmatching, we introduce a cooldown after they die. So do you,
So how-
you just
like-
need to tell, you don't need to agree with it or disagree with it, you need to tell whether it's a relevant argument. That's it. So is it relevant or not?
So basically, for those who die, they need to have a cooldown, right?
Yes.
So because you're like, if you die, you're dead. You don't just come back to life straight away. So like a few hours cooldown, like 2-3 hours maybe.
Yeah. So basically, I think it's relevant because
You don't need to justify why it's relevant. You only need to justify if you disagree with it. If you think it's not relevant. If you think it's
so
relevant,
if I disagree with it,
if you think it's not relevant, sorry. If you think it's not relevant, then you need to say why it's not relevant. But if it's relevant, then you don't need to say why it's relevant.
I think it's relevant.
Okay, great. So you made the argument that this will reduce people cooldown. This will reduce death matching. Basically, that was your argument. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So my counter argument against that is actually going to be, I actually have it right away. I actually had it right away from the beginning.
Which is
So it's gonna be people deathmatching don't usually end up dying. Therefore, it will likely not reduce deathmatching. So that's my counter argument. Do you accept? Do you hold on before we continue, Harmony? Do you accept it as relevant?
So I don't really understand what you meant. Like you said, people death matching don't usually end up dying. So are you trying to say that people who shoot someone else, so the shooters don't die, don't usually end up dying?
Yeah, because they usually end up shooting unarmed people, especially if they're death matching.
I don't think it's relevant at all, because if you're a shooter and you shoot someone, then so you kill him. Let's say that he's dead, and basically, if you meet him again, you don't actually know him. And if another situation bursts out, like he does something else, you can also have permission to shoot him again.
But how?
So, like,
how is it not relevant though?
Wait, can I just say why
Yeah.
it's not relevant? Like, I'm not a judge, but I think because people deathmatching and end up dead is not really a point, because like there's not really anything proving that deathmatches just like don't actually die.
No, I didn't say they
Like-
don't die. I said they don't usually die. I'm not saying they never die. I'm saying they usually don't end up dying.
Yeah, but
I mean, that's like that's actually how the game is. Like, someone kills you, and you're dead, not him. But if actually later he
Yeah, but
comes,
there's a
I
chance
mean-
that it might prevent it.
so basically, if you have to meet him again later in another situation, you have to roleplay it appropriately, and you or either him can kill each other if it's fit. Like, let's say he killed you first
Yeah.
for some different reason, like you tried to rob him, and he got the chance to shoot you and kill you, and then
Yeah.
later on, you burst into an argument, and let's say that he tries to do something else. You also have the right to kill him. Why? Because it's a different situation.
Yeah, of course,
from the
but that's not really.
Can
I
we
mean,
say
just because that, like you're saying, just because he killed you once, you're not allowed to kill him back.
no?
Like,
That's not. That is okay. So I see the issue now. You misunderstood my argument. I'm not talking about in general. I'm talking about the hypothetical situation in which a person might decide to DM somebody. Okay, because the argument that Ace raised was, we should have a cooldown after death, so that people don't deathmatch. And the reason I'm saying that the my counter argument to that is that in most cases, people deathmatching don't die in that situation. That's all I'm saying. I don't care about what happens later. It's I don't think what happens later is relevant because we're trying to prevent deathmatching. If anything, right? That hypothetical you created, where the victim of deathmatching comes back and kills the deathmatcher, that won't be possible if they have a cooldown. So if anything, it's helping
Yes.
the deathmatcher.
True, but
Hold on. I'm just okay. So whatever you're saying that my argument is irrelevant, right? In this argument, in this conversation.
Basically, you
Okay.
said that it's that people don't.
Okay, so I have to come up with a new argument now to reasons for why it will reduce people deathmatching, creating cooldown after deathmatch. Okay. Whew, okay, well. So. People reduce. Okay. Because there is a large punishment for dying, deathmatching may be more appealing to trolls because it's more disruptive. Do you accept that as an argument?
okay, that's a good argument.
Hami, do you accept that as an argument?
I'm trying to read the whole, actually the counter argument that you wrote,
Okay.
because it like I told you, it's coming later.
Alright. I'm gonna read the comments meantime.
I don't fully understand it, but what you meant to say is that I think deathmatching. So deathmatching is probably one of the rules that gets broken by trolls, basically.
Yes. Because the objective of a troll is to piss off as many people as possible and disrupt them as much as possible, basically. That's their objective. And if there's a larger punishment for dying, then they will be more. It will seem like a great way to do that. That's basically all I'm saying. Do you think that's relevant?
So you're saying that trolls are the are the people who mostly deathmatch, right?
No, that's. I'm saying that deathmatching will be more appealing to trolls if
How do you mean appealing?
appealing means they will like to do it more.
Well, I guess yeah. What's what I said. Like most of the time, the people who deathmatch are trolls.
Okay. So you accept it. You find it relevant.
Yes, it's relevant.
Okay, great. So make your counter argument to my argument now, Ace.
Okay, give me a second.
Alright. You know what I should do? I should find like a free for commercial use quote background and just put us all in there.
Oh, I'm not quite sure. That's a good argument.
So you're trying to say that if the punishment for deathmatching gets raised, so the okay, I understand this. I understand.
Great. Alright.
I can't really like say it, but I can understand it.
Try to look for free for commercial use quotum that we can do. I think this one is probably the best. It's low quality though. Whatever. We'll just.
I think there should be a way that before you die, like an admin could like assess the situation and like say if it's like a valid death or something.
Can you repeat your argument, please?
So when you die, like a staff member such as like a tester could like actually validate the death.
Every time
After
somebody dies?
True, that's a lot.
You're supposed to make a counter argument to my argument.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I think this looks okay. Alright, I'm making a small little like courtroom for us to be in. Alright, perfect. Oh, I know what to do. Hold on, I also need to put a little Userone Talks logo in there. So, I guess you can talk about if you can't talk about if you can't refute what I said, then maybe you can talk about something else, some other argument as to why it should be in favor for.
Oh, it should be in favor because people actually like take deaths into consideration and like think about their actions more, because usually in real life you wouldn't just go around like trying to rob someone when you know there could be like major consequences to it. So it would reduce like
Okay,
it would make
so
you think about like things you do before you actually do it.
so they'll take risk into bigger consideration.
Exactly.
Do you accept that, Hami?
I'm trying to read it.
People will take
My
risk.
screen, you're still reading it on the stream.
People will take risk into bigger consideration. And therefore will be less likely to perform more risky actions, basically.
Yeah.
Or roleplay fear more properly, I guess. Okay. Let me just do something. Live stream stuff. Report. Okay, there we go. Okay. Alright, so now I got a little background image for us. I'm gonna try to.
Is Ace trying to say that people will actually do like people will actually deathmatch less because the results are basically, I mean, the punishment is bigger. I mean, the consequences are way bigger because
Yeah,
like
because like if they get killed themselves, they actually have like a cooldown.
I think it's relevant basically.
Okay. Thank you.
Because like I'm just so basically trying to say that people will start deathmatching less because the consequences are not in their favor and they don't want to end up punished.
Yeah.
Well, it's
It's a
relevant.
good background.
Yeah, one second. It's a little it's blocking a little bit, so it's blocking text.
It's lagging, but if you try to like read it a few times,
You might want to change the color of black because you can't read it properly through the
Yeah,
background.
yeah, yeah. So now you should be able to. I fixed the background a little bit. Okay. So did you accept the argument?
yes, I said it's relevant.
Okay. People will take risk into consideration and therefore will be less likely to perform more risky actions. So, how do I counteract that? Well, I don't even know what to say right now, but let me think about it for a little bit. So,
Yeah, no.
let me think of what I like to do is I like to imagine a hypothetical situation, like I'm a player and this system affects me. So let me put myself in the shoes of the attacker, for example. If I want to go out and rob somebody, I'll think about it more. But here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
People may be discouraged from putting in more effort into roleplay and more focused on the combative aspect of the game to increase their chances of winning their encounters. So, do you accept that, Hami? Your Honor?
Trying to read it.
Yes. I'm thinking maybe I should make this text white and then just change. How do I?
So you're trying to say that people will probably be discouraged from putting more effort in what they do in game. If they more focus on the combative aspect of the game to increase their chances of winning their encounters.
There's combat aspect to, this game, and there's also, the roleplay aspect. As in, typing /me/do's and stuff like that. But typing /me's and /do's takes a very long time. Combat does not take a very long time. A usual gunfight lasts a couple of seconds. That's about the time it will take you to type one descriptive /me. So if you basically what I'm saying is during combat, if death is so penalized, you're gonna be much less likely to start role playing anything, and you'll just be entirely focused on winning the combat. Do you think that's relevant?
I don't know what to say. Like, I'm with both sides.
No, you're not taking sides. You're just trying to figure out if it's related to the subject. The subject being, should characters be disabled for a few hours after every death?
So you're trying to say that people will basically not like putting effort to what they're doing. So in this case, role playing.
If there's if there's an incentive to dying and incentive to staying alive and winning.
Oh,
gunfights.
I understand. All right, I understand. So you're basically trying to say that people will more be focused to find ways to win their encounters and like win whatever is going on, more than actually putting effort to what they're doing. So in one word, they are more focused on finding excuses to justify their actions instead of trying to roleplay appropriately to whatever the situation is.
Yep, pretty much. So do you accept that?
That's actually the reality and how things go in here, because people always try to justify what they did even if they are wrong. So I think it's relevant.
Okay. So Ace, it's your turn to make a rebuttal.
Okay, I think that's not really a good argument, because if that's the case where you put a timer on death, then I don't think people are going to be focusing on like the combative element, because if you start the combative element, it's like a higher chance for you to die. You don't want to die, so I think people will like roleplay more.
People will be less encouraged to start combat.
Exactly.
In the first place, if death is discouraged. Okay. So Tommy, do you accept that as an argument? Let me just read some.
Trying to read it.
Yep. Зачем ты ее надел, says TPG. Why did you wear it? Again, I have a mole, a freckle, like right here. It looks ugly as hell, that's why I'm wearing it. Also, I'm raising awareness that you should be wearing this when you go outside. So, that's... We're actually not allowed to go into buses without this as well. It's a big deal.
I don't exactly understand what do you mean if death is discouraged.
If death is discouraged, meaning that if there's a timer at the end, if after dying. That's what he's suggesting. That's the whole topic. When you die, there's a timer until you can play again. You can't immediately just respawn and play.
So if that suggestion is applied,
yeah,
people will be less encouraged to start any combat.
Exactly.
Yeah, so like people will be less likely to actually get in a gunfight, which is realistic for real life, because you don't see gunfights like happening every now and then. Well, you do, but not likely.
Not that often, not as often as you see on many roleplay servers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of basically. I think it's irrelevant. I'm trying to find like my counter argument to that.
Okay.
Try to state
Yeah,
my
if you say that it's
reason
relevant,
why I
you
think
need
it's.
to reason that. Yeah, you don't need to reason if it's relevant, but if it's irrelevant, you need to justify that. This is not really how the court in real life works.
Yeah, but it's
It's more so that we get a third party, and the reason we want to get a third party, a third opinion,
unbiased.
who is yeah, exactly. We're trying to remove the bias in the arguments. Okay, so I made the background easier to see. Like no, the background itself is harder to see, so that the text in front of it is easier to see. Okay. Maybe I should just remove
Okay,
this text.
so I have a question for you, Ace, to get exactly where you're trying to say. Are you trying to say people will be less encouraged to start combat, so they will actually not think into starting a fight with someone because there is a death timer? Or are you trying to say that people will be less encouraged to start combat in the first place if there is not a death timer?
Can you repeat that? Because I got a little confused by that.
Yeah, hold on.
Also, Nato is saying in the chat, how you promoting the use of face masks outside if you're inside? Well, see, if I went outside and streamed this, brought all this set outside, set up a desk outside, I think I wouldn't be promoting, safe kind of behavior, because you're supposed to stay inside as much as possible. I'm just raising awareness that this is a thing that you could get and use outside. The reason I'm actually wearing it is to cover the ugly face that I have right now, because of the acne and all that.
Yeah, sorry,
No.
can you repeat it all for me?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. So, are you trying to say people will be less encouraged to start combat in the first place if there is a death timer? Are you trying to say people will be less encouraged to start combat in the first place if there is not a death timer?
Yeah, I think they'll be less likely to do that because if they actually
So if there is a death timer, they will be less encouraged.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Because if there is a timer, you'll be less likely to actually want to start a gunfight because unless you're like an amazing shooter, like our character, then you wouldn't really want that chance of dying.
So this basically it's this is basically, so there are two parties, right? Yeah, the people who shoot and the one who dies.
Yeah.
And this will be in favor for the one who is the shooter.
It could be in favor for both.
So Hami, do you accept it? Or are you still making a decision? You're muted right now. I can't hear what you're saying, in case you're wondering. Hello, Hami? I think we might have an issue with Judge.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay.
So basically what I'm trying to say is that this will be in favor for the shooter and will not be in favor for the one who gets killed. Because the one who gets killed will actually have to wait hours or days to...
I mean, not days. It wouldn't be that much longer of a timer, but like it's in favor for both parties because like.
I mean, I think user once wrote that in the stream. I think it might be if they get killed, it might take hours or days. So after the timer passes, to use the character again.
Sorry, say that again.
Alright, I think it's either like I probably am not saying this properly, not describing it what I mean. So what I'm trying to say is that it will be in favor of the shooter and will not be in favor for the one who gets killed, because the one who gets killed will basically won't be able to use his character for the period of time that is the death timer. So let's say the death timer suggestion idea is basically applied. If you get killed, you cannot use your character for like, uh, let's say, for 1 day. So
Well, I
in
wouldn't say
that
one
day,
day. I would say like an hour or two. Like
okay, 1 hour or two.
You
Okay, so
don't need
basically
to-
you cannot use that. You cannot use your character incorrectly or out of character, and that's basically not in your favor because you have stuff to do. And then if the death timer is actually applied, you won't be able to use your character during that death timer.
I think there should be a way where you can actually like stay in game and actually like, so you could like theoretically be admin jailed, and then you could like, if you don't like agree with the death, you could like report or something like that.
I think this is relevant actually.
Okay.
Okay.
So finally, after the debacle, we have agreed that this is relevant. Okay.
All right.
Now I'm gonna. So you're saying that people will be less encouraged to start combat in the first place if death is, penalized so much, and there'll be more role playing more. But you also mentioned that those who do decide to still start the combat encounters, despite the death timer, will be likely far more skilled than usual. Therefore, I forgot where I was going with this. Sorry, let me think about this. People are less encouraged to start. Therefore, they See, the thing is, I kind of agree with you. I just wanna find a counter argument at this point
Yeah, cool.
that's most relevant. Should characters be this?
Okay, so I should basically give my opinion in this if it's relevant or not relevant. Okay.
That's all you give, yeah. If it's relevant or not relevant, and at the end, you will decide which argument is, which side has the most like legitimate argument. What do you think the most? And we'll also have the jury. The jury will also cast their vote, and we'll have a look at that as well.
So,
Ace, I think your microphone might be messing up.
Anyways.
sorry. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear
Yes.
you. Okay.
All right, great.
Sorry, let me finish my argument. So, those who decide to still start the combat encounters, despite the death time, will likely be far more skilled than usual. Therefore, they may do it more often. Would they do it more often? Oh no, I actually have a counter argument to that. If death is penalized, Ace, you gotta fix your microphone. We just keep hearing a plane crash every 10 seconds.
Sorry.
If death is penalized, very seriously, then what ends up happening is, well, I already mentioned trolls, but people then during altercations, people will be more likely to escalate faster because if escalate faster and seek reasons for DM, because if they act first, they will have an advantage.
So you're saying that if like there's a roleplay situation and
There's like a bit of an altercation going on. So, for example, like people talking shit to each other, being mean to each other, which happens all the time in real life and on roleplay servers. Basically, what I'm saying is they will be more likely to start actually escalating it. And
Anyway,
looking
so I guess
for any
at this
reason.
point, this might be actually the last time I judge on your opinions because for real, real life reasons, I might have to go, and I apologize for that.
Alright, no problem, no problem. But from what we've said so far, which side are you on? Like based on the arguments that we made alone.
I don't know what to say. Like both of you, like one of you says that something that is not in my favor,
No,
and then
should
you
should,
say that
should characters be disabled for a few hours/days after every death? Yes or no? That's what. What do you think? Considering
like
the
only
arguments
for
you made.
like only for a short period of time, and they also should be restricted to
Well,
not
what would you
relate to any
consider?
role play with the one who shot them.
What would you consider a short period of time? Couple of minutes, like 5 minutes, or
No, like 1 hour or two is enough. Like that's
okay.
enough.
So you agree with Ace in this case. So the judge rules in Ace's favor, pretty much.
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm gonna put up a straw poll. I know you have to go, so I apologize that we started the stream so late. Alright,
It's
well,
fine.
take care, man. Thank you for judging. Hope to see you again.
Yeah. Thank you for like inviting me in here. I will see you later.
Yep, man. Okay. So, I'm gonna create a poll with this question at hand, and the users who are watching us right now, they can vote
Okay.
and decide for themselves. Ace, have you have seen that we are accepting judges? Are you interested in that at all? 'Cause
Sorry.
you seem to be very passionate about, well, this topic in general. And we need more judges, we need more people with third party opinions. Perhaps you could take that role. Do you think you could do that?
I could, but not for this current actual situation because it'll be biased, obviously.
Well, yeah, okay. But we can also let in more people. We'll discuss the top winning subject every week. But that doesn't mean that it's going to be all. I think we have time for at least one or maybe even two more subjects. Would you be interested in filling in the role of a judge right now?
Yeah, that's fine. I can be a judge like after we have our discussion.
Okay. Well, I mean, do you still want to make some? Okay, let's make some arguments. Okay.
Yeah, we can carry on. Let me just read yours again.
Okay. For now, I'm gonna just create a poll so that people can
Alright.
vote, and we're gonna argue for, let's say, 10 more minutes.
Yeah, sure. I don't think your argument is good because if it's penalized more, then people wouldn't want to actually start. But even if I think, because if there is like, if it's actually penalized, then people wouldn't want to actually start confrontations.
You know
And it
what?
wouldn't
I just realized. Here's the thing. The system kind of
Yeah.
breaks down because we don't have a judge right now. We can't have a third party now that's unbiased.
Yeah.
I think what we should do right now is just cut it here. Will you be okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine. We can like start a different
Okay.
argument.
I
We
can't.
can,
I
like-
cannot create a straw poll for whatever reason.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah. Can you do that?
Yeah,
It's-
I'll quickly do it.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, and then just send it in the interview room.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Okay. Well. All right. I'm gonna get. There's a few people here.
Yeah, that's fine. And I guess I'll be the judge.
Yeah, you want to be the judge? Okay, so hold on. You posted in the interview room. I just wanna add.
Yeah,
it.
give me a second.
We're gonna have a look at it after the meeting. We're gonna have a look at it, see what was said, and then we can just see what the people think. Because that's the whole point. Over here, you can come, you can discuss anything relevant to Roleplay Union. And again, if you want to be a judge, I'm gonna show this one more time because people are apparently unsure how to do it. You go to apply for staff, here it is. Judge requirements: 1 month membership on the local union without any formal offenses. That's not that difficult to do. We rarely issue formal offenses. Participation in the community: judge at least 2 cases or 1 live event discussion in 3 months. So it's not like you have to be there like every week and do crazy stuff. It's just for occasional kind of situations. Okay, so did you post?
Alright, I've sent it in the interview room.
Okay, do you want to see it? What is happening with my internet? It is not. Okay. Alright, so I see it now. Alright, I'm gonna post it in the.
Live?
I think what we're gonna do, we're not gonna change the topic, because the topic should be the same, because otherwise it's gonna be very confusing. I'm gonna add it to the live thing. I'm gonna move you to the judge section now. So congratulations, you are the judge.
Okay.
For now, because we don't have a lot. So again,
Yeah, sure.
we're gonna have people apply.
Of course.
Right. And now we're gonna get somebody else in. So okay. Alright, how are you doing, my friend? Are you okay? Did you just have a car crash? Oh wait, you're muted. What's going on? No, you mute yourself. Okay, hello.
Yep. Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Alright, welcome to the stream. Do you know what we're doing here?
All right.
Okay, you need to fix your microphone. I can't have an interview with you with the microphone like that. Okay, look, go fix your microphone.
Wait.
Alright, go fix your microphone, then join waiting for interview, okay? Alright. Take care.
Is this good?
Try it again. Okay, let's hear it. Hello?
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear him as well.
Okay, well, go fix your microphone and then come back, okay? Okay, he has trouble with his microphone. We're gonna get somebody else right now. Please make sure your microphone is working. You can test it in the Discord, that we can hear you clearly without explosions going off. Okay, here we go. Hello, how are you doing?
Hi. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. We're having a little debate. So imagine that after every which roleplay service do you play? Let's hear that.
I play
Hello?
Strict RP.
I never heard of Strict RP. I'm asking you for the community.
RP. Hold on.
Oh,
let me
strictly
put my-
RP. Okay.
Yeah, hold on. I have my voice activation on. Hold on a second. I'm fixing it right.
Okay.
Hello, hello, hello.
We can hear you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice.
Great. So you play strictly LSRP, and imagine if during your play on LSRP, imagine they change something so that if you die, your character gets disabled for a few hours, so you can't play the character for some hours after every time you die. Do you think that's a good idea, or do you think that's a bad idea?
Well, I don't really see this affecting me because I never die on LSRP. I actually kill a ton of people.
Okay.
Okay.
But I do understand that from the other side that would die, this could be problematic because they wouldn't be able to carry on playing on the server.
So, are you for or against this system?
I am against.
Against it. Okay. So I'm gonna take the Oh wow, this is actually a good opportunity for me to be the judge. And Ace, you can argue for it. Would you like that?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Alright, let's do it. Okay, so you're gonna argue against it. I'm gonna be the judge, and Ace is gonna argue for it. Okay, and we have the Ace poll, so you guys can vote on that. So, Gar, I'm just gonna explain to you how this is gonna work. Ace will start with his argument for it. I will look at every argument either of you make, and I will say whether it's relevant in my opinion or not relevant. If it's not relevant, then I will explain why it's not relevant, and then you have to pick another argument. So Ace will start, he'll make an argument for, then if I accept it, you will make an argument against his argument, okay?
Alright. Can you
Okay.
just wait for 10 seconds?
Uh,
I'll be right
why,
back.
what for?
Well, I currently need to get myself a glass of water
Okay.
if we're arguing.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, sure. That name, I am holding my button over the, I'm hovering over the mute key. Hello? Ace, you gotta fix your mic. How does your
Wait,
mic?
what's wrong with it?
It keeps popping. It's like
Wait, what
what's
do you mean?
popping, you know? It keeps making explosion noises.
Oh, I think it's because I keep like
Hello.
muting my mic and then
Alright, hi. So we're
should
back
be fine now.
already?
Yes,
Okay, alright,
it
let's...
wasn't really water.
I,
It's something more M-rated.
can you not drink alcohol doing this? Okay, you know what? It's fine. Alright, so Ace starts with his argument for... Go ahead.
Okay, I think this should be a thing because it could lead to people actually thinking about their actions before they commit to doing something. So, for example, if someone say wanted to like rob the bank and they actually got admin permission for it, I think they would have to like think about it before because like like a real life consequence would be actually getting yourself killed in that situation. And I think people would actually think about it like in general before they actually do something.
Okay, can you count to what that might lead to? So you're saying they will think about it more.
Sorry?
You're saying they'll think about it more. But,
Yeah,
But what does that lead to? Because we need the conclusions to that.
because if people actually think about the consequences, so like actually dying, then it would lead to people getting into conflicts less, which happens a lot in LSRP or like generally in roleplay servers.
Okay. It would lead to people getting into conflicts less because they will think about the consequences of dying. I think
Yeah.
that's relevant. I accept that. Okay, so
Okay.
Gar, what's your counter argument to that?
My counter argument to that, well, I personally feel there's a lot of issues with this notion. For example, how it would be implemented. Would it be like every single time you die, for example, because of a bug, or if a random troll tries to kill you and maybe is able to? I think there's a lot to be discussed in this matter if we're actually going to do this.
So you're saying that the you the argument against it is that some deaths are not legitimate, such as like if you die to a bug or if a troll kills you, right?
Yeah, but it really has to do with how this 2-hour restriction would be implemented.
Well, the argument here is that after every death, there's a timer, basically.
No.
So that's how it's implemented. Every single death, there's a timer.
Yeah, well, I cannot agree on that.
And you're saying it because some deaths aren't legitimate, like a bug or a troll.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's relevant. I think that is relevant. Ace, what's your counter argument to that?
Yeah, give me a second to think about that quick. So I think that servers should like, for just like bugs in general, like what type of bugs would you like have? Like just asking.
For example, you know how sometimes when you go inside an interior,
Oh,
uh,
and like you fall through. Yeah, okay,
yeah,
I get that. So I think
uh,
that
and
those
so
those.
I'll continue, okay?
Yeah, go on.
Sometimes when you go across a fence, you might die.
Okay.
Uh, let's see what like there's a bunch of annoying bugs over there.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
So, okay, do you have a counter argument for that, or do you just accept it?
Okay, yeah, I accept that.
Okay, you accept that. Well, then make a different counter argument, or,
Okay.
or a argument for your cause.
Um, I think trolls bugs could easily be prevented. I think like as you said, like when you enter an interior, you could fall through the floor. I think that's something that could easily be prevented. Like giving you like when you enter an interior, you freeze for a few seconds and like you can choose if you want to like unfreeze yourself by like pressing a key or something. And like with trolls, I think that's like I think that's always gonna happen. Like you can't just stop trolls because in roleplay servers, that's just I think that happens, and there's nothing you can really do about it. Like you see it every day in like different roleplay servers, and you can't really stop them. It's just something that's always there.
Mhm. So I see two arguments kind of going against each other at the same time. One being about the bugs, and another one being about the trolls. So you're saying that bugs can be fixed, patched, and
Yeah,
trolls will just be there.
exactly.
See,
Like
there's two kinds of different arguments, and it's. I guess my job is to only tell if it's relevant. To should characters be disabled after for a few hours after every day. And the thing is, your solution is kind of you don't really have a solution for trolls. It basically remains kind of an argument against you.
yeah, I mean it does, but like in general, there's literally nothing you can do about trolls. I mean, you could increase punishment for them. Like if they do that, they like get banned for a certain amount of time, maybe longer. But there's like nothing you can physically do about them. Like you see trolls everywhere. Like forget about Sam. You see them everywhere on the internet. Like you even see them on Discord or like lives or stuff. But
Okay.
there's nothing you can do about it.
Okay, well, I'll accept it for now just because I think it's relevant.
Okay.
But I think we're gonna have to work on refining like the structure of this system as a whole,
Quiet.
because these arguments are a little nifty. I think we should limit just to one argument at a time. But okay, anyway, Gar, it's your turn.
On what exactly? What am I
So
replying to?
so you said that some deaths are not legitimate because people can die through a bug or a troll. He's saying that bugs can be fixed and trolls, well, they will always be there. That's his counter argument. So what do you have to say about that?
I mean, I do accept that trolls will always be there. There's really no way to get rid of them, and well, getting bugs fixed. I mean, yeah, why not? You could fix them, but it's not really that easy when you think about it. Like I don't think Emma Martin or Kane or whoever.
Again, we're not talking about a specific community. Sorry, I'm gonna make that clear. We're just thinking of a hypothetical utopia best roleplay server that you can imagine. What would be the best thing? And if this was implemented, like, but we're also looking at it realistically. So, you said
Right.
bug fixing isn't easy. That's a valid argument. What else do you have?
Well, I mean, now that we're thinking about like this utopian roleplay server from the yeah, I mean yeah, I
But
don't
it still
really
has limited resources. Obviously, it's not like every bug will be fixed immediately. Every
no
report will be
slave
looked at every
services
second.
script.
So bug fixing isn't easy. Is your counter argument basically?
Yes. Yes.
Can I add that it? I shouldn't add anything. I should be unbiased as hell. See, the thing is, I can't accept that because it's not really. Just because something isn't easy doesn't mean
It
it's a
still can
counter
be done.
argument. Exactly, it still can be done. So, kind of going in for a loop here. It's not a solid enough argument. I don't think it's relevant enough to what we're talking about because it's a sure it's not easy, but what do you mean by that? Will it take a longer time? Will it? Okay, well, it will take a longer time. That's
Yeah, but as you said it could be in like the perfect server, so like
no, that's what I mean. By perfect, I don't mean a server with no bugs and no trolls. That's not what I mean. By perfect, I mean a server that tries to be perfect, that tries its
okay, fair
best.
enough.
That's what I mean. It's still a realistic server that exists, and it has bugs, it has trolls, because everything has bugs and trolls. Every community does. But at the same time, but we are trying to make it as good as possible. That's the idea. So I'm not gonna accept bug fixing isn't easy as an argument because if something isn't easy, it doesn't necessarily mean that it can't be done. But I will accept bug fixing takes a long time as an argument because that is more relevant because we are talking about introducing a cooldown after death, which makes sense that this would be relevant to me. So, guys, are you okay with me making your argument basically bug fixing takes a long time?
Yeah, but even if it does take a long time, like I think like you'll still be able to do it, and even if you can't, then that's just something you have to live with. Like as I said, like trolls will always be there. Like with
We're
like
not
Sam,
talking about trolls anymore. He accepted that trolls will always be there. The trolls are out of the picture. We're talking about bugs right now.
Alright, like Sam has limitations, and I don't think like you can fix every single bug, and like it's just something we have to like deal with.
Perhaps if you accepted death after being brutally wounded, this 2-hour thing could happen.
No,
It would
yeah, I think that's a good point. Like I think like when you actually die, you have to actually accept it before you actually like finish yourself off. I think there could be a way. Yeah, I think like you have to actually like yourself accept death, because when you actually get in conflicts, you don't just get actually. No, that's a bad point because wait, no.
Well, you don't have to accept that if you actually get finished off. And,
Yeah, exactly.
And even if you don't do it, then what else can you do? You're just sitting there laying on the ground and you can't do anything.
I think yeah, because like it gives the fire department more opportunities to actually roleplay, because most people don't like. Most people don't actually like medical roleplay, and I think they're most likely to just accept death. So I think like if you actually accept death, you have a consequence, and like if you have that choice, like, I think it should be a player choice. If you want to accept death, you can, but if you want to like do medical roleplay and stuff, then that's your choice.
Like regardless of, well, that's a slightly different kind of argument you're making now because we're just talking about the cooldown timer after death. But you're saying if players, so you say, what if a player falls off a hill, or what if a player gets shot in the head? Because
I think
are they still allowed to choose to survive that? Because yes, people have survived headshot wounds in the
they have
past,
exactly.
but does every person survive a headshot wound?
No, but I think then after medical roleplay, then there should be a chance to like the medics should like attempt to like kill the person. So I think there should be like a way to actually choose if the person stays dead or alive without actually being biased. So like in RCRP, there's a slash attempt command that's like random. So I think that should like be done for medics as well.
So we're kind of going a little bit off topic here. You're making like
Yeah,
a
I
whole
know.
new suggestion now, which is cool. You should be able to do it because I'm gonna take your suggestion. I'm gonna put it in a top suggestions folder because you want the suggestion list. Because the only other opponent, he didn't make a suggestion. He made a complaint that ban appeals weren't looked at
Yeah.
good enough. But again, so your suggestion is gonna go up there, and you'll be able to make a new suggestion, and that might win. And you could make this as your suggestion. But anyway, from all the things you said, the only thing I could really discern as an argument was that it allows fire department, or which I called EMS, or I guess to be more like
Yeah,
allows medics more opportunity to roleplay because I wanted to make sure as many people as possible can understand what we're arguing about.
yeah.
Okay, so your argument is it allows if people are actually staying dead, then it allows the medics more opportunity to roleplay because they'll be more reluctant to die if they're brutally wounded, for example, or
Yeah.
even after they die, there'll still be a body that medics can collect and take away. Okay, I accept that as relevant. Gar, what do you think about that?
I think FD. Well, I haven't really been on LSRP lately. Well, I have, but I haven't really paid attention if FD is actually active or not. So it's just kind of gonna be annoying if you have people littered around Los Santos waiting to get rescued because they don't want to be off the server for 2 hours. But to be honest, they could just switch to another character if they wanted to play.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think
Okay,
like the cooldown.
moving too fast. Moving too fast.
Right.
Yeah, I like that you already looking onto the other arguments and making arguments for Ace. That shows that you're not biased. You're not just sitting with that argument in your mind all the time. But it kind of goes against our flaw. So the argument that you made, the one that I heard, is there's gonna be a lot of bodies of people waiting to be rescued for a long time. What's the problem with that? Is it that it's less immersive because there's bodies everywhere, or
I mean,
is it that
hey,
it's boring for the person?
if me and my boys are on band, I mean, there are gonna be bodies all over the city anyway.
That is not relevant. That what you just said is not relevant. I'm gonna ask you to stop flexing because that's a weird flex. All right. What I'm asking you is, what is your argument here? So, are you saying that seeing a bunch of bodies all over the city is unrealistic, or is it boring for the people laying down?
It's unrealistic to see so many people just littered. They're literally garbage, littered all over the city, waiting to get picked up. And it's not really immersive. Like when you think about like you going out to the local store to buy some cigarettes, and you don't often see dead bodies just littered around. Like let's say a black gang got shot up by the white boys, and like all of them are just dead over there, and like
We don't really need that hypothetical, but okay. I think we got what you want to say.
Yeah, but I think that like
Now, I'm gonna accept it because I think it's to be honest, see bodies of what people to rescue for. Actually, no, I think it's relevant. I think it's relevant because if there's a longer cooldown time, then bodies stay for a longer time, And if you don't have active EMS, then that's not ideal because EMS isn't always on. Even on the biggest roleplay servers, EMS isn't always
Fair
on.
enough.
So you might see a lot of people laying everywhere. That's why I accept it as relevant. But do you have a rebuttal for it?
Yeah, I think that like most people I think PD and I think like the police department and sheriff department should have like usually you get like basic training for like medical training, and I think that depending on like the injury you actually have, that can actually be healed, because when you're in a gunfight, it kind of depends where you shoot, because like most of the time you're shooting at the legs to like actually disable the person. It's just something you do like OOCD to like stun them.
I did not
And
know that. Okay.
yeah, yeah, and if you're in a gunfight and you're shot in a place where you wouldn't actually die in real life, say like both your legs, then I think you should get a chance to like actually survive. So like I think everyone should be given the chance to like be able to actually do roleplay like that,
With the
like
dead
medical
body.
roleplay.
Or
It doesn't have to be dead,
okay.
because like brutally wounded, basically.
See, we're kind of getting off topic here because we're talking about. Oh well, no, it's still kind of on topic because people who are brutally wounded will be less likely to accept death if there's a huge timer after it. Okay. So you're saying it provides people with more incentive to stay and
Roleplay their death. Well,
roleplay
not death, but like injuries or like
their injuries.
yeah.
Okay. See, the thing is, he made an argument that you're going to be seeing a lot of dead bodies, and that's not realistic. You're saying that they get an opportunity to roleplay. So, are you accepting that seeing a lot of dead bodies is not realistic?
Oh no, I think that like I don't think that people die that often to like see that many bodies. Like in RCRP, there's like you see dead bodies on the floor, but like
Yeah, and there's no like huge cooldown. There is some cooldown, but it's like 3 minutes. And after somebody dies, their corpse is left on the ground, and they can just continue after like 3 minutes. And it's funny because you run into your own corpse every once in a while.
exactly, that's what I'm trying to say. So either way, you like your body's still there when you die. Well, when you get injured, your body's still there, and I don't really think that people die that often. Like, I get people die, but like, you wouldn't see tons of bodies all over the floor. And even if like, let's say Gang A kills all of Gang B, then like, your bodies are going to be on the floor either way, and that's just realistic. Because when you get injured, your bodies don't just disappear out of nowhere.
So what you're saying is, after a large gunfight, seeing a lot of bodies is realistic.
It is.
Okay. Seeing dead bodies rescued for a long time, unrealistic to see so many. Okay. I think I'll accept it
Okay.
as relevant. Actually, he's more saying that after the situation is over, you're still gonna see those bodies for a long time, because if the medics aren't active, if police isn't on, then nobody's gonna move those bodies. Is basically what he's saying.
I think that player should be able to like heal a player with roleplay. Actually, no, that is. Forget I said that. That is a bad idea.
Okay, okay. It's difficult for me to say that that's relevant because, again, we just end up with a lot of bodies everywhere. And the argument that Gar made was that you will see a lot of bodies and it feels unrealistic. But I think for the general, topic of should kindness be disabled after for a few hours, days after every death, I think I'll accept your argument. Okay.
Okay.
So, Gar, he's saying that after a big gunfight, it's realistic to see a lot of bodies if they weren't picked up. What do you have to say to that?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
After a gunfight that's big, that
Yeah.
a lot of people die, it's realistic to see a lot of bodies. That's what he's
Yeah, of
saying.
course.
So, do you have a counter argument to that?
No.
Why there shouldn't be a timer after death?
I mean, I do accept the notion that if, like, me and my boys, are role playing a little bit, bodies might be appearing in Idlewood. I'm not gonna say that that's not gonna happen, but I think the issue is that people are basically going to be waiting for FD to come and rescue them, but FD is inactive, and therefore they're going to
Are
be
they though?
Hold on. So, Gar's argument is that if FD is not available, if the fire department or the medics are not available, what happens is that the experience gets very boring because they have to sit there and wait for medics to just show up. Even if they are available but nobody called them, then we can say that they aren't around. Okay?
Yeah, but realistically, if someone
Let me just prepare your argument, but just wait for me a little bit, okay? Also, I need to say that I accept it. There you go. I accepted it.
Okay.
Alright, medics aren't around. The experience of waiting and hoping for some help is boring. Is that what you're saying, Gar? Am I interpreting it correctly? If medics aren't around, the experience of waiting and hoping for help is boring. Because you're not doing anything.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's gonna be retarded when people are just, waiting for the never coming FD, and they're just gonna be like legit all over the place.
So what does that mean? Well, why is that bad?
Because when I go outside, I don't see dead bodies yet.
I'm not gonna accept that as a... because you already made that. You already made that argument. And the counter argument to that was it's realistic to see... if there's a large gunfight, it's realistic to see a lot of bodies. So you can't make the same argument twice.
Okay. Well, what if in, let's say, Pizza Stack? I mean, a lot of violence and nastiness is going down now.
Okay, sorry, yeah, carry on.
No, I think you got the point already.
I didn't get the point.
Well, there's some people in Idlewood Pizza Stack that are fighting and, basically memeing around and, having fun. And, like if you actually just stay there for, let's say, 30 minutes and you don't see a guy dying for memes.
So you're saying trolls will be trolls. That was your first
Yeah.
argument. Again, you can't repeat arguments.
Shit.
Yes. Exactly. Okay, so have we reached...
Wait,
have we
can I
reached a
quickly-
standstill then? Do you not have any more arguments?
No.
You don't have any more arguments?
Nope.
Okay. Alright, Ace, do you have something else you want to add?
Yeah, because what you were saying about Pizza Stack is like it's in Idlewood, and like that's just like a bad area in general, like roleplay, and in like say you're in a rough neighborhood in real life, it's just normal. Well, it's not normal, but like you would see bodies around if it's just that type of area. Like you just can't stop that.
So you're saying in large gunfights and in the rough neighborhoods, seeing a lot of bodies is somewhat realistic.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, okay, I just amended your previous argument. Okay. So,
And yeah.
God, do you have anything else to add, or are you done? Do you have any arguments against why there should not be a cooldown after every death?
Yeah. Let's see. I think. I mean, it. No.
You don't. Okay.
I,
Okay.
Can I-
Okay. Okay. Ace has something else. Okay.
Wait, sorry, give me a sec.
So you don't have any arguments, Ace?
Oh no, sorry, I forgot it.
Okay. Okay, never mind. Alright, so we're done for now. Here's what I'm gonna do. I don't wanna be biased, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna have a look at the poll. And what we have here. The jury has decided that there
Yes.
should be a timer after every death.
They have.
agree.
Oh.
They agree with you. They believe that a timer should be implemented. I'm personally mixed on the issue because of how trolls would affect it. But okay, yeah, great. All right, so thank you all for coming. I appreciate that.
Gurney.
You're welcome.
So,
Would you like me to be the judge for the next one, or?
Yeah, sure. I think we have time for one more.
Yeah.
Garni, thank you for coming. If you want to be a judge,
hey,
feel
hold
free.
on, there's somebody in my house. Hey, get the fuck out, you fucking.
See, that's the funny part where they just decide, "Ooh, I'm just gonna leave," and then nobody's gonna find me. Yeah, good luck with that. All right. All right. Good thing I had the mute key on already. All right. So
Yeah.
I assume he said what I think he said. Did he?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well,
Also,
good.
I have around like 10-15 minutes max until I have to go.
Oh. We might end this stream early because there's not a lot of traction right now. Actually, I think we have enough time because this guy wants to come in. I can't even say his name out loud. Honestly, cannot do that. All right. Okay, well, let's go ahead and invite him into the room. Hi, how are you doing? Hello?
Oh, your mic's muted. There you go.
Wait a second.
Hello? Can you hear me? Have you fixed your microphone yet?
Yeah, I can't hear him, but there is someone else in waiting
Yeah.
for interview.
Okay. Look, I already gave you an opportunity to fix your microphone, but looks like you're having trouble there. Look, go ahead and fix your microphone. Maybe.
Yep.
Hello?
It's fixed.
It's fixed? Great. Okay. Alright, so, Chungus. Can't believe I said that. Let me ask you this. What kind of servers do you play on?
LSRP and RCRP.
Great. Okay. Imagine that there was a change on those servers. After every death, you would have to wait a couple of hours before playing on that character again. And that happened to everybody. Everybody, when they died, they would have to wait a couple of hours before playing again. So that's the suggestion that we're discussing today. So, do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, there are good benefits and bad benefits.
Bad benefits. That's the first time I'm hearing that. Well, let me ask you, are you for the system or against the system? What are you leaning more towards?
Well, to be honest, I don't know.
Interesting. Okay. What would you feel more comfortable arguing? Would you feel more comfortable arguing that it should be in place? Do you see more arguments for it being like?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, do you see? Okay, how about this? So you have some arguments for why it should exist, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have you argue for it, and I'll argue against it. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So again, how this works is you make an argument first, then the judge will review it, see if it's relevant or not. Then I make a counter argument that gets reviewed, and we do that until we run out of arguments. Okay. Or
Okay.
until of time. We have like 30 minutes, I think. 25 even. Okay, let's start with you. So make the argument. Why should there be a cooldown timer after every death?
All right. So after every death, being a timer placed, about the great benefits. This will reduce death matching.
How?
Well, there are mass DM in every server, right? Every role play server.
Occasionally, yeah.
Yeah.
So that mass DM could be reduced by that death time. So,
Why would it be reduced?
well,
You're coming to like a solution immediately, but how did you get to it? What makes you think that implementing a timer reduces deathmatch? You need to justify that.
well, every day on every roleplay server, there's a shootout or a mass DM.
Right?
But when there's a death timer, that mass DM like will reduce.
Because the people who die in those gunfights can't come back immediately because there's a timer.
Yep,
Okay.
that's what I mean.
Reduce death matching because people who often are involved in gunfights will have a timer, will have a cooldown. So what I wrote for your argument is reduce death matching because people who often are involved in gunfights will have a cooldown. Is that what you're basically saying?
Yep.
Okay. Ace.
Wait, why do you think that will lead to a cooldown? Wait, why do you think why do you think a cooldown would lead to less deathmatch?
Because it's literally like it takes more time for them to do it again. I think is what he's saying. Because there's a cooldown before they can do it again.
Well, some players have guns, right?
Right?
And they use these guns to kill people, correct?
Well, I mean, that's not the case because people have like legal license guns. Like you can apply for like concealed carry permits and stuff.
I think he's literally just saying that if like people who get involved in fights, when they lose one fight, they won't be able to immediately jump into another fight because there's a cooldown. I think that's what he's saying.
Okay, I accept that because if you have a cooldown, then like if you
don't need
get
to
killed.
you don't need to justify why you accept
Okay,
it.
all right, I got it.
Just if you refuse it. Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay, so right, so reduce death matching because people who often are involved in gunfights will have a cooldown. I mean,
Yep.
yeah, but that's assuming those people lose an encounter. If they're overly aggressive or deathmatching, they will be less likely to lose and far more disruptive. Ace, what do you think about that as a counter argument?
I'm sorry, just reading it. Give me a second.
No problem. See, the last guy immediately left, but his character he won't be able to log in with the same character anymore. So that's how we're
Okay.
preventing that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay,
Okay,
so,
yeah,
so you
accept
accept you accept my okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So Chungus, he accepted my argument. The judge, his honor, Ace, honorable Ace, accepted the argument that if that what you're basically saying is that the cooldown will. What I'm basically saying is the cooldown will only affect those who lose a gunfight, and if somebody is out there deathmatching, like killing, for example, unknown people, then it won't affect them because they won't die. So it's more disruptive to the victims of the people of the deathmatching than to the person who is actually deathmatching. Do you have any counter arguments to that?
No, I don't.
Hello? Sorry, can you repeat that?
No, I don't.
You do not have. Okay. Well, do you have any other arguments for why we should have a cooldown?
Yep, I do.
Okay, well, go ahead.
So, remember the mass fighting at the BOA club in LSRP?
We don't need to bring up any specific examples. You can just say, like, what's going on, and just make your argument, like
Okay.
more general.
Like, for example, someone starts a fight in the club, then the target hits back the one that punched him, but it accidentally increases in that mass fight, causes all players to be injured.
Wait, sorry, can you repeat that, please?
You're arguing for why there should be a cooldown.
Hello?
I-
Your argument didn't make any
Well,
sense to me. I'm sorry, can
Yes,
you repeat it?
Okay. So in the club, someone punches his target. Then
Right.
the target then the target punches back.
Okay.
But the fight increases and it causes a mass fight, meaning that every player in the area will be injured.
Okay.
That means they're like physically injured. I don't think that actually. Yeah, sorry, I don't want to accept that
And
because.
some
Yeah, go on. Sorry,
and
carry
so-
on. Oh, I can't hear you.
well some people all the people get injured, but some get beaten to death.
How is that helping your case that we should have a timer? How's that arguing for why we should have a timer after every death?
Yeah, I think you accidentally said the against side. So, like, obviously, I'm not going to accept that because you're contradicting yourself. But, like, if you want to think of another argument, then you can.
Okay.
And also, I'll probably have like 5 minutes, probably
Yeah.
a bit more. Okay.
No problem. We're gonna probably end it soon.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All right. About the bad benefits, I want to.
So you wanna argue against this system? You wanna
No,
argue why we shouldn't have a counter?
No, I don't.
I'm very confused about what you're arguing about.
Yeah, same.
Well, there are good benefits and bad benefits to this cooler. Well, about the bad benefits,
What are bad
About-
benefits?
the bad benefits of
Can you hold on?
gang
Can you
wars.
before we continue? Can you explain to me what are bad benefits? Do you mean
bad
pros
ben-
and cons, like things that are benefits and disadvantages? Because is that what you mean?
Yeah.
So disadvantages. of this system, right? If there's a cooldown.
Yep.
So,
About the
so
bad
you're arguing
benefit-
against it. You're arguing against the cooldown now.
Well, yeah, I'm against it,
Okay,
but I'm
so I'm just gonna switch you with me right now. You're arguing against it. Go ahead, make your argument against it.
alright. Against the bad benefits of this cooler is that DMers, like, there are shootouts every day in roleplay servers, right?
You said it already, yes.
But with this cooler, this will lower the player base for the time being.
No, I don't think it will actually lower the play. Wait, I'm sorry, I'm the judge. I can't. Yeah. Okay, I accept that. Sure.
So
this shooting-
cooldown will discourage players from playing the game in general, the community in general, lowering the player base. Okay, okay. Now that's an argument that we can go after. How can I retort from that? I think, well, since I'm arguing for it now, then I have to kind of shift the mentality. I believe that changing, lowering play base, basically quality is better than quantity.
Yeah.
We should focus on improving the gameplay far more than just having
Players, exactly. And I
as
think.
many player numbers as possible.
Okay, yeah, I accept that.
Okay. Do you have anything to say against the... Well, let's do one more, because the judge has to leave now. And I would
Yeah.
like the judge to make a judgment for what does he think is the appropriate thing. So, Chunkus, do you have anything to say?
About the
Against...
the cooldown.
Yes, against the cooldown.
Well, this is actually a bad benefit to every roleplay server.
Why? You keep saying
Because
things... Yeah, okay.
I'm saying that every day a player gets killed. But if that cooldown was applied, the
Right.
player will then have to wait to play again as
Okay,
the
yeah.
same character.
I mean, that's
So
pretty...
that will constantly.
So they'll be in a constant loop of dying and waiting. Chungus, your microphone needs some fixture. There's just these long pauses, we can't hear anything you say.
Well, the internet cuts a little bit.
Okay. So as I understand, you're basically making the same argument. Cooldown will discourage players from playing the community game in general, lowering the player base, right?
Yep.
You can make the same argument again. Do you have any other arguments?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, let's finish it up now. I already responded to this argument. Alright, so let's quickly have a look at what the jury has to say.
Yeah, I think Userone's points are like much stronger in general, and I think like personally myself, I would go for myself, and I just think like the arguments that he said are better. But
yeah, this is the case where the judge bias
Yeah.
might be at play a little bit.
yeah,
But the
it might be
jury
kind of
jury
biased.
also voted for, so that's
What did the jury say?
There's still 4. It's 3-1. It's the same
Okay.
straw poll. But what I'd like to point out is you say my arguments are more kind of solid.
Yeah.
Half of those arguments, I mean, there's just 2. So half of those arguments were made by Chungus. He started with the 4 and then he changed midway. So, and that's really good. It means that there's very little bias involved. So thank you, Chungus, for joining us for the stream. Thank you, Ace, for being the judge.
Sure.
So, Ace, you already made the judgment. You think that 4 is the reason. Let's not give credit just to me. I think Chungus also deserves some of the credit because he made some points in that area as well.
Right.
All right, so great. So I think the conclusion we came to today is that characters should be disabled for a few hours/days after every death. And we're gonna note that down in the top community section. Thank you, Ace. Ace is actually
You're welcome.
conveniently also the guy who made the suggestion in the first place. So his suggestion will be immortalized. Guys, make sure you. First of all, thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you, Chungus. Hope you have a good day, alright?
You too.
Alright, take care, guys.
Alright, yeah, I have to go as well, so have a good day.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, I think we're gonna call it for now because so there was a lot to process. I'm gonna need to format everything. But yeah, basically, if you want us to talk about your suggestion, go to #suggestions in the description Discord. Get verified if you're not verified, and you should be able to. We'll talk about your discussion. I'll reach out personally to you so that we can have a debate. If you want to be a judge, it's an opportunity that you have. We are still accepting applications for judges and helpers if you want to be even more involved in the community. Judges are not necessarily that involved. It's just we need a third party opinion. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this little Userone Talks as much as any other Userone Talks. I know they're not the most entertaining thing in the world that I could be producing, but I feel like they are necessary because there needs to be a place for a third opinion. There needs to be a place where anything can be discussed without being shut down, without threads being locked, or anything like that. There needs to be a place like that, and this is the place. So we are still working on improving the system. Appreciate any kind of suggestions, and as always, stay awesome.